year is meant to be a fresh start, right? Well, scammers, they think January is their busiest time. In fact, new data shows online fraud spikes right after the holidays, as criminals go after old passwords, forgotten accounts, and even saved payment information. Joining us with the numbers and, thankfully, simple steps that we can use right now is digital privacy expert Kristin Lewis. Kristin, I am so glad you're with us. How are you this morning?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I was surprised when I read this, that January is peak season. You always think holidays. Is that what you're seeing when it comes to the data?
It is, and we thought it was surprising too. You hear so much about the holiday scams, but the data is very clear that January is where we see the peak. In 2025, we sent over 2.5 million scam alerts and almost 2 million dark web alerts to our customers, which was more than any other month, and we're seeing that again this year. So it is related to the holidays. I think what we see driving that spike is really that people created a ton of new online accounts when they were shopping in November and December. They forget about them in January, and those old unused accounts become really easy targets. So scammers take advantage of that and go into January full steam.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about the biggest digital risks that are out there that many of us don't even realize we could be facing.
Definitely. I mean, a risk that many people do not realize is the extent to which their personal data is being bought and stored and sold and resold online. So those outdated profiles that you created 5 years ago, but you might still be using some of those passwords from those accounts on accounts you have today, they linger for a really long time. And when you think about more sensitive information that ends up on the dark web, like your social security number, your account numbers, that can be put together and really used to target people without you even knowing it. So that doesn't always create immediate harm in terms of the long-term exposure that these accounts are creating, but the vulnerability that you have sort of increases, the more accounts you rack up and the more time we're spending online.
Oh, okay. So what can we do? How can people remove their personal information, like you just said, that is out there from long ago even? What can we do to remove it? Get it off the internet?
Totally. So Aura, works hard to make it much easier for you to figure out where your data is in the first place. That can sometimes be the hardest step, is knowing, what do you do and where can you find it? So we'll look at hundreds of people search sites, data broker sites, the dark web. Even if you Google yourself, you might be surprised at how much of your personal data is available there. So we'll find the information, we'll remove it. We can also help with a digital account cleanup so that if you can't even remember what are all of the places that you signed up and you gave an email address, you gave a password to, maybe they have a credit card stored, we can help you kind of comb through as many email addresses as you have and figure out which vendors are still using your online data and get those removed too. So don't be afraid to ask for help. I think it's a large task for anyone to take on themselves, but we can make it a lot easier.
Okay, so in closing, only a few seconds left. How can we make 2026 the year of digital security that we can feel good about?
I think it really starts with awareness. So pay attention to what you're seeing. Don't assume that you are safe. Assume that your data is out there and that people will use that to target you with things that seem really realistic. But if somebody contacts you and needs personal information and you didn't initiate it, just say no. That would be a great golden rule.
I like that. Just say no. Also, you can go to aura.com for even more information. Jessica, thank you so much for all of this important information today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.